Chalice of Mercy. This is incredible that we actually arrived to this kind of a stage and upgrade in our mission. I'm welcoming you, and this is incredible to see so many of you faithfully, loyally, year after year, coming back. Doesn't matter what distance it is, 2 hours, 3 hours. Some of you traveled from so far away to be just tonight with us. I want to thank you and I want to welcome you. Thank you very much. So, tonight we're going to experience Ukrainian tradition. As always, we experience the Ukrainian tradition. And I would like to greet you and teach you how to speak Ukrainian tonight. You ready for this? Okay. So, we're going to learn how to say Jesus Christ is born, He is born indeed. Okay? Христос народився, славимо Його. Okay, I will try to repeat one more time. Христос народився, славимо Його. Okay, together. Христос народився, славимо Його. Very good. You're becoming to be Ukrainians now. So, my name is Valentyna, and I'm so absolutely again happy and pleased and honored to welcome all of you to this fundraiser for Chalice of Mercy mission. Many of you, of course, know about our mission, but for those who are here for the first time, I would like to share a little bit what is our mission about. Chalice of Mercy is a charitable organization. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Father Dylan brought Bible and start working. The Word of God always resurrects everything. I see that truly there is many. It turned off. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, can you hear me? This for sure will work. So, Chalice of Mercy is a charitable organization which mission is to Ukraine. And Ukraine is a country marked by much suffering, including a long period of chapter of atheistic oppression under the communism. And lately, since 2013, the consequence of war. Through our mission, we seek to awaken the hope and love, to reflect God's light in a land that has known too much darkness. And of course, our main hope is not only to help temporarily in all these projects, because all of these works are meaningless really by themselves if they don't talk about bigger love. The love of the Heavenly Father, who sent His only Son for us to know how much we belong to God, who is unceasingly calling us to holiness, and how much united we are with one another. Tonight, we are celebrating Ukrainian Christmas dinner, and we will try to celebrate it in Ukrainian tradition. Are you ready for this? That's long. And beautiful. Ukrainian tradition is very rich, and of course I'm going to guide you through this. In Ukraine, home food prepared, but the dinner does not begin until until the star appears in the sky. So usually children, they go outside to see if the star have appeared in the sky. So now I'm going to ask children to go outside to see if the star is there. Okay, I think I see the star. The star is here. The star is here. Beautiful. So we're going to lighten up this Christmas tree with the star. We're going to have Father Daniel to help us with this. Thank you so much. You did a very wonderful job. So we're going to continue tradition. Now, star announces the birth of Jesus. Now that the star has been found, the father of the family reads the Gospel of Luke. Normally, the father of the family reads the Gospel of Luke. Today, we will have the father of the house. I'm honored to welcome Father Daniel Tillen. He's going to be the father of all of our house. Do you agree?
Yes.
He's going to read to us the Gospel of Luke.
Again, like last year, is not the entire Gospel of Luke. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. In those days, Caesar Augustus published a decree ordering a census of the whole world. This first census took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria. Everyone went to register, each to his own town. And so Joseph went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to David's town of Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to register with Mary, his espoused wife, who was with child. While they were there, the days of her confinement were completed. She gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the place where travelers lodged. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Wonder
for singing such a beautiful songs. And we are going to continue our tradition. So I would like to invite you to take a look at your tables. So you see the candle is lit. The candle represents that Christ is the light of the world. And you see the hay also on your tables, which represents that He came to us in the poor manger. Also, please take a look at your plates, and you will see unleavened bread. So each table have 3 pieces of unleavened bread. You could find it. Your neighbor probably have. If you don't have a neighbor and you see it on their plate, please take that unleavened bread in your hands. So this unleavened bread is very similar to that used for the secret host. This unleavened bread represents Jesus, who came to us incarnate. The bread must be received with a pure heart so that we will be able to share the purity and true joy and forgiveness. So right now, at this moment, I would invite us to stand up. Please stand up. So whoever have unleavened bread in their hands are going to divide it into. Right now, you can divide it into. And share with your neighbor. And at this moment, what we are going to be doing is very important. Throughout the year, especially with the family members, sometimes what happens is maybe there is some kind of tightness, maybe some kind of tension, maybe there is something need to be asked forgiveness for and to forgive. So in this moment, I would like to invite us to share this unleavened bread. And when you turn to your neighbor, say to him, "Forgive me, please, for if anything I have done to you wrong this last year. And please, I forgive you for what you might have done wrong to me in this year." Okay? So right now, at this moment, please share with each other this unleavened bread, remembering that forgiveness is tremendously important. I invite you to do it very sincerely, with a true forgiveness, with a true beautiful words of love and prayer to each other. This is beautiful tradition, which kind of like an icebreaker. If we were too shy to ask forgiveness from someone, the next part of the tradition is that we're going to see tonight on your tables 12 dishes. So 12 dishes including drinks. And tonight you're going to try a very authentic food that you probably will never try anywhere else. Besides tonight here at this event. So, but we cannot start eating any of our dishes before we're going to share something second, very important. You see that in the crystal bowl, there's a weird looking kind of sort of salad, which calls kutia. This kutia is a wheat berry salad, which represents the year of prosperity and the providence given to us from God. So now I invite you to pass the kutia to each other, to to your neighbor at the table, so don't eat with one spoon, all I have to say. So share with each other, and in this moment you can just sit down. So, my share is Kutya. You will share the joy of providence of God to each other. And I would like to read to you right now, really quickly, the rest of the menu. And we are going to begin our marvelous event with all the beautiful food that is going to be given to you. So, Kutya is the first. Borscht is coming the second. Who knows what borscht is? Lift up the hands who knows what borscht is. Wow, a lot of people know what borscht is coming. And it's coming and a very incredible Zakarpattia tradition. So that's something new. You see the bread. You're going to see the cheese spread. You're going to have cabbage rolls. Who have eaten the cabbage rolls in their life? Let's see. Let's pass me Polish people. Ukrainian style pork, potatoes, kolache, and uзвar. Enjoy your dinner, and thank you so much for coming.
I will offer a prayer here before we begin our meal. We'll offer a prayer to bless our meal before we begin eating. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, you are so provident in our lives. Thank you for the many blessings that we have received, the many blessings that you have given to us in times of need. We ask you in a particular way to bless this evening, bless our fellowship, the friendships we will make. The blessing will be for the Ukrainian people in generosity, in prayer, and love. And we ask you to bless this food as we pray. Bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts, the Spirit of God to receive, and the bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Enjoy your meal. that in Ukrainian tradition, Christmas vigil, normally food is being presented meatless. So we only eat meatless. So I'm a little bit tricked. I put some meat for you. And did it taste good?
Yeah.
It's very similar to Poland, yes. And for that meat, I have to thank my dear friend Kelly Downs. I will show you his couple at the end of the dinner because he done a marvelous job. He had to literally do miracle by getting this meat done and bringing it tonight. So I want to give him applause because of course tonight I'm very much able to share with you about missions we have done last year, 2019. And I want to ask you for patience because, you know, now I live more abroad than in the United States. I moved to the United States 19 years ago, you know, and I was living here year by year, year by year, year by year. And 2009, at one moment I understood that I have to make a choice. Either I'm going to continue working, either I'm going to continue doing mission. So I have chosen the mission, and now I have been living abroad for a long time. So my English is deteriorating. And so I have to retranslate in my head what I'm trying to say to you. So please be patient with me, okay? And it happens the same when I go back into Ukraine too, because when I go back to Ukraine, I stumble to speak there, so now I don't feel like I am able to speak any language whatsoever. So, yes, anybody who is an immigrant understands the situation for sure. So, I know that the second part of our event tonight, I will be sharing with you about the missions. And it's actually, beside me should be standing one incredible person who was supposed to be here tonight with us, and you have read an advertisement. Her name is Olga Polson. Alona. Olga Polson is her daughter. Alona Lastochkina. She's a person who is right now doing incredible work in Ukraine in our first established mission, of which you heard before, called Saint Maria Goretti Daycare. So she couldn't come for one reason, because she could not receive visa. But she's with us tonight very much, praying with us and wishing to be with us. And you will be able to see today a beautiful video which we have recorded with Alona and children and Santa Maria Goretti House, which I just absolutely cannot wait for you to see. Also, we have a very special guest today, my beautiful friend, Annika Valukas. I want her to stand up, please. We can give her applause because she's very brave. Last year, Annika have come to me after the dinner with her father, and they began to speak Russian to me. And I said, where are you from? They said, we are Americans. And I said, how come that you speak Russian better than me? And our friendship began, and it was incredible actually. Annika said, I would like to come to Ukraine to volunteer sometime to your mission. And I thought, of course, for sure. And then it was our first volunteer ever coming into the established mission. So I'm really nervous because we never had a guest coming to stay with us for 1 month. And Annika today will be sharing with us what was for her to be in Ukraine for 1 month on a mission. That I will leave to her, okay? So she's going to be presenting to us her testimony. So, I'm going to use my clicker. This is a very wonderful tool. I will show you presentation today. And before this, I want to say to you just a few words. I know probably you remember from past 2 years, Father Pablo Escriva de Romani, a priest from Spain. He was in our mission. He was in our mission for some time. Right now he's back to Spain, to Madrid, and he's going to be continuing his ministry there. So we are thanking for his help and participation in our mission, and we ask you kindly to continue to pray for him. So whatever is God preparing for him ahead of time, we're thankful to him and continue to pray for him. So I am sure he's praying for us tonight too. Missions 2019. Last year we have shared with you, and last year you also have met incredible surgeon Dr. Santi Valderrabano. He's very Spanish with a very Spanish last name. So Dr. Santi last year was for the second time on the medical mission in Ukraine. So this year was the third. Actually, we call it St. Padre Pio Surgery Mission number 3. And this mission is incredible because many of you know that Ukraine is suffering right now situation of war. And it's actually, I would say to you that it is brutal. It is something that you don't hear here about. It's something that you will not see on the news and probably will not find correct information on YouTube or any kind of channel that is through the internet you might run. Zaporozhye is a city where I was born, and that's where our mission is only about 4 hours away from the war zone, so from the front line. And believe me, we are aware of all of the things that are happening, especially through our mission. Because as Chalice of Mercy, we have felt the necessity to respond to what is happening and the way how we are actually able to help these people. So we have discovered that there have been many people, many organizations who are offering immediate help, like for example, food, clothing, pallets and wood to burn the stove, for example. No, but as you know that our life continues on and each one of us visit doctor at least 10 times a year, right? So, though there's many doctors coming there to just check up on people, free clinics and things like that, but there are people who left on these territories who are 50, 55, 65, 75 year old, who are in need of, let's say, necessary of the surgery. Let's say, surgery that anyone will need one day. Let's say you have a problem with hernia, or you say you have a problem with esophagus, or you say you have a problem with your colons, or you have a problem that many people suffer in Ukraine, especially in this part, with gallbladder. So, such surgeries are very costly and impossible for these people to afford. For example, a person who is needed right now in the war zone receives pension about maximum $30. Imagine this, $30. This is something that is so little that you can only go 2 times to the grocery store and buy only necessities. So people are really much suffering there with poverty of one type and poverty of another, and in need of receive a medical care. So our mission for the 3rd year have been basically of helping as many people that is possible with free surgeries. So here you see the mission, St. Padre Pio mission number 3. So when Spanish team comes, which is surgeons, nurses, anesthesiologists, the whole team, they actually organize everything for the surgeries too. They bring with them all the necessities because the hospitals in Ukraine, and I believe that many of you have been, those of you who have been on Ukrainian dinner, you remember how Ukrainian hospitals look like, right? So many of them have been built in 1950s after the Second World War and have never been remodeled after that. So this is the team right here. You can see this is our bishop. He's auxiliary bishop of Kharkivsko-Zaporozhye diocese. He's always with us in the mission. In fact, he was almost to be here this year. So next year, I think he's moving towards that part of the world to be with us in Ukrainian dinner. So he has been with us in the mission. people I would like to show to you right here. So these are ladies who come. A lot of these ladies have been helped already previously, but they need the second surgery, a follow-up surgery. So in fact, the health conditions in these parts of war zone and villages is very severe. You know, you would have to say that each family needs some kind of a special care in a medical field. So normally how it happens is that we have 26 villages that Chalice of Mercy is, let's say, taken under our wing regarding the surgeries. Right now we have about 300 people on the waiting list for the surgeries. Imagine this. We have already, this year, we have done 68 surgeries just in 10 days, basically. Let's say 9 days altogether. Imagine this. 68 surgeries. So there's a lot more people are waiting. And I wish all of my servers are here because I have to share with you, but I think once they were here, I will share with you the news. They don't know I was holding that from them. It was truly thankfully to them that this medical mission was possible this year. So can I show you some picture? This is Dr. Santiago, which you have met him last year. So this lady right here, she was refused the surgery because she had so many health complications that nobody even wanted to risk in Ukraine. With Dr. Santi, golden hands, he was able to help her with very difficult hernia that was on her esophagus and very difficult surgery because her conditions were not allowing that. So she was extremely happy and thankful for this opportunity. So this is Lara, Dr. Lara. She is our nurse. She is incredible. She's a scrub nurse. It's incredible how they work actually at the surgery table. Just looking at each other, they know what is happening. You know, the need that is in that patient. This incredible person is Carlos. So we were looking for somebody who can be working as a physical therapist in transition between before the surgery and after the surgery. So this year God has given us one, and it's Carlos. I met him in very interesting circumstances, and we were just talking, and I said, so what are you doing? He said, I'm a physical therapist. And I said, oh, well, we are looking for one. And he said, oh, just 2 days ago, I said to God, please guide me to the place where I can begin my mission. So can you imagine this? So this year he just came. It was complete providence, absolute providence, and we are thankful for him. He's going to continue. This is Dr. Hanna. She's Polish but lives in Spain. She's anesthesiologist. So when Ukrainian anesthesiologists saw how Hanna worked, they said, this woman is a general. She should be coordinating every anesthesiologist in our hospital in the whole world. The tender care and seriousness of this anesthesiologist is incredible. In fact, did you know that the surgeon cannot begin surgery without an anesthesiologist telling them, now you can begin? So she was our general in a surgery theater, they call it. You know, a surgery room calls a theater. I'm learning a lot of things. In fact, imagine, I do not have any medical background whatsoever, study, nothing medical. I'm afraid of pinching my finger when I need some kind of a blood test or something. So, and now I get to be in the surgery room with each patient and see what everything is happening right there. And I have to tell you, this is an incredible blessing. And the reason why it's a blessing, I'm going to share with you right now. So right now, this is opening the body, okay? But this is opening the soul. I want you to look at these pictures and the people who are being helped. Look at, it's just this gaze towards each other when Ukrainian people experiencing for the first time and seeking this answer to the question, why are you here? Why do you love me? Why do you want to help me? Why do you care for me? Nobody cares for me. Even my own government doesn't care for me. I'm living here in a ratted house, bombarded. Nobody is able to help me, and I'm just in depression. I lost my husband, I lost my wife during this war, and my life is over. And what are you doing here? Why would you come from all the way from Spain, just helping me here? So love drives people crazy, you know? And there's only one kind of type of love that is true. And there is only one type of craziness that is true. That it is when we accept the love of God. And in a special way, if we accept His love as loving Father, as the merciful Father. So our mission is to, by opening the body, sow the seeds of love, which only comes through the providence of loving, omnipotent, and incredible Father. So, I want to show you some other pictures here. This is Santi, Dr. Santi working on the altar, basically, because the hospital, war hospital, is very small in Zaporozhye. We have very little of room. So, every day we celebrate the Holy Mass here, and Dr. Santi also worked on the next day patients here. This Dr. Jesus, I will speak to him about him a little bit later. This is a unique person. And opening of another mission in Ukraine. But I would like to talk about him in a very special way. So, to show you a little bit how we're kind of sort of like show you how the hospitals look inside. This is not bad, but when Dr. Santi brings with him intern students, so we have intern students coming, and he said, look, first of all, you will never see such a diagnosis in Spain. And remember, when you come back to Spain and you complain about anything in our surgery room, always remember Ukraine. Always remember in which circumstances people have to, must work, because they do not have any other choice. In fact, this war hospital was collected piece by piece, puzzle by puzzle, because how it was left after the Second World War, it remained exactly the same, you know, looking terrible, and people were trying to participate and accommodate in this hospital immediately, because nobody expected the war to break in. You know, like I said in the beginning, we know it's something like maybe a conflict, maybe it's not so serious. I want to tell you that every single day there's somebody is dying on this territory. Every single day there's a shooting. Every single day there's either civil, either soldiers. We hear about this. And it's a great suffering because, first of all, suffering is of betrayal. I would say more, you know, because we did not expect it from the neighbor country coming down from Russia. And yet we needed to be, we were not prepared to meet such a task. And so our people, when the revolution started in 2013, in Maidan, in the main square of Kyiv, then many of these men went to the war zone, and right now we have so many people, civil and soldiers, have died. So, yes, and there's very little of, let's say, participation of the government. People basically pulling it by themselves. You know, we have to protect ourselves basically by the strength that we are able to. So, on this mission, again, I want to show you, this is our bishop, Jan Sobilo, and this is Father Tomasz. He's a nephew of Bishop Jan. He was here one time for Father Daniel's ordination to the priesthood, yes. So he sends a very big hello to all of us. He was incredible this year. So imagine, this priest was doing majority of spiritual part of the mission. At 2 o'clock afternoon he would come and he would finish at 12 o'clock at night. Because these people who you see right here around this altar have never in their life experienced Some of them never even prayed. Some of them don't even know how to make the sign of the cross. Imagine. And so we would have 15 people at the time coming, and so we would recruit people, and each time they would be in necessity again and again and again to meet, to help people to understand about the love of God, and to the point that people are so thirsty, they were just not letting him go. They would want to have continued conversation hours by hours by hours. In fact, it was so incredible. All of them participated in Holy Mass. They were not Catholics. But they just, because you see that in Ukraine, many people are baptized. Pretty much everybody is baptized. Very rarely who is not. But nobody can say that I'm practicing. I'm actually practicing my Orthodox tradition, because majority people are baptized as Orthodox or Greek Catholics. Roman Catholics, there's less than 1% in general. So for the first time, these ladies right here, they're experiencing something incredible. So the catechism, like to the little children. And let me tell you, people in Ukraine right now are starving for God, truly starving for God. They have so many questions, and they're seeking Him. They want to, and they desire so much to know Him, that it is right now becoming to be like the missionary land, When some long ago, we would go somewhere to Africa, now it's some time ago you go, and the specifically aspect of faith in Ukraine, especially East part. West part is very different, because people during the Soviet Union time, First World War, Second World War, the famine, so much tragedy over this past 100 years was a disaster for Ukraine. And so, but people in the west part of Ukraine held on faith powerfully, strongly. They would practice faith on the ground. They were ready to be killed, just never denied God, never denied Christ. But in the east, it was different a little bit, because, to explain to you a little bit more, imagine this: you're young. Remember you are 16-year-old, okay? 17, 16-year-old. And all of a sudden there is an incredibly charismatic person comes into the picture, okay? His name is Vladimir Lenin. A lot of these young people, a lot of you would be left without parents and grandparents after the First World War. And you want to look up to someone. And that someone appeared to be Lenin. So the 17, 16-year-old people and older, let's say, but majority of them were really young and orphans, they begin to following him and whatever he said. So that's how we've got this whole entire communism system with such a good and beautiful shimmer, glitter. Everything is good, but just deny God. And what we have right now is the circumstances of that. But I have to tell you the good news. People, something that is so naturally intact inside of us that nobody can take away from us. Nobody, because our soul responds to the love of God. He is the one who gives that love first, and then you are able to love. And when you truly love, the other person will experience it from you without you doing anything. So right now, it's a perfect time for Ukraine, for reconversion of Ukrainian people, especially of the East. So, I'm going to continue this. Imagine, we even had baptisms. So, there's one lady, she came to us, she said, whatever is happening to me here, I have no idea, but I feel like I'm sitting on a cloud. She said, I feel so much love. And she said, what is happening here? And we explained to her that what our motivation, and she said, you know what, I always wanted to do this, but never had the courage. I want to be baptized, she said. Can anybody baptize me? And so we had Bishop actually coming and baptizing this beautiful lady right here. Her name is Katerina. She was also Dr. Santi is her godfather now. He was operated her, baptized her, did everything he could for this Caterina, so she's now very happy Betty. So, of course, you will see the video of Santa Maria Goretti house, and I wanted to share a few words. Our children who are at Santa Maria Goretti house, well, they have 10 of them for now, which is a very big number in the village where we are, and that the parents are trusting their precious jewels for Santa Maria Goretti daycare. So they have participated by making food for us. So pretty much every day, our kids were trying and helping to make the salads, to make the things, and you will see that on the video. Okay, so this is right here. After the surgery mission, we went to the war zone, right to the front line, basically, to meet the people who we have operated 2 previous years before and this year now. So these all people came again, and they continue to go to Holy Mass. Imagine, these people are continue to thirst for God, to just experience and conversion in their lives. So that was incredible. And also children right here, these are, some of them have orphans because they lost their parents. There's a amazing organization that we co-work together, which calls Christian Rescue Service. And they do a marvelous job by establishing center there for children who are in need of just coming and caring for them, to be cared during the daytime or during the weekends. So there's a few more pictures right here. I could just go on and tell you so much about all of this mission. This is the final. There's one orphanage called Svitano, the sunrise in English. They have also been preparing for us several times dishes and bringing and helping participate in the mission. And this is something they have done for us. So, Dr. Santi, he is a main surgeon he's recruiter of the whole entire team. So, then from this end, we have Dr. Jesus, Dr. Carlos, Doctor of the Souls, Father Tomas, Lara, and this beautiful lady was the first time with us, okay? So she was completely amazing, the most quietest person in the world. I have probably heard her say probably 2-3 sentences the whole entire time, you know? And her name is also Lara. And I was just like incredible, but she does a scrub nurse, you know, and she's done her job just absolutely phenomenal. And this doctor is a gynecologist, okay? So, I have to tell you this. He comes to the missions like in different Latin America part, like to Peru, I think he travels, and he does a lot of gynecological missions. When he came to Ukraine, he said, I have never seen women in such a state, especially women who are living in the village. They had probably never visited the doctor, you know, I mean, of course they visited, but they just are unable to care for themselves, not because they just care less, but because it is very expensive to go to the doctor in Ukraine. For example, you go, and they, oh, you need this, or you need that, or you need another thing, or you need always. So women there, especially from the village, they don't have that kind of opportunity to go to visit the doctor. So he was only able to be with us for 4 days, and but he had done over 10 surgeries and 12 surgeries during these days, and they were very complicated and very, very, very difficult surgeries. So. As you know, for many years we've been organizing and working in a mission of life. I want to call it a mission of, full mission of life, because it is so important for us to understand, of course, how our life begins. It begins with the thought of God, about you particularly. It begins right there, and God has incredible, absolutely love story that He wants to dance with you in your life. With every child that have ever been wanted, thought of Him, and conceived. So, Imagine a lot of young people right now asking this question, where is my another half in life? And that question, I'm going to leave it open. You know, where is that another half in life? How much life could be taken in just a few seconds from the mother's womb. A different life, completely different story of love. Somebody's mother and father, or father, somebody's future grandparents. The beautiful, incredible story, like we know about incredible people in the world. You know, like, how can we not recognize Mother Teresa, for example, no? Or like Pope John Paul II, or so many other people in the world who have contributed so much into the lives of all of us. And it requires only one person, really, because it requires only one heart that responds to God saying yes. So whatever your mission in life is, say yes to it. Because God is writing the love story. And it's always going to be a cross. It's always going to be very difficult. Never easy. Absolutely not. But always beautiful, with incredible, joyful continuation of that love story that God wants to do with you. So, pilgrimages for the doctors. This year, we started pilgrimage for gynecology doctor to a place called Medjugorje in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Have any of you heard about this place? Raise your hands who have been to Medjugorje. Oh, so have that. So, church have been studied for many years this place, this phenomena of Operation of Our Lady. We know these kind of places, especially one that is known in this area, Wisconsin, is Our Lady Guadalupe, right? So you know about her operation in Mexico. You know about Our Lady appeared in Lourdes and Fatima. And when Our Lady appeared in Medjugorje, she said that whatever I started in Fatima, I will continue in Medjugorje. It's incredible. Since 2011, we have been organizing pilgrimages for gynecology doctors, and this year we arrived to 1,400 gynecology doctors of all these years. It's incredible, really. Because many of these doctors, when they come, they have nothing to do at all with the mission of life. Majority of them. And to see how day after day, usually it's on the fourth day, there's a break happening of joy and just desire for different kind of way of practicing their profession. Because a lot of doctors in Ukraine, pretty much everybody participates to not only receiving life, but also destroying life, taking the life away in a brutal way out of the mother's womb. So, same way, destroying the father's heart. Whenever abortion happens, and I will just say that very much, speaking to your heart, whatever abortion happens inside of the woman's heart, the same time, what happens in the womb with this child happens to the father of the child. His heart is being ripped at the same time as the mother's heart. And you know that story is very, we don't like to think about this because it always just has to do with women a lot, not so much with men. But now we know that so many men beginning to speak their pain of experience the destroyment of their child and how much pain it brings. It is tremendous. So we cannot forget about that. With each time, what happens to our hearts, to the mother and the father hearts, when the child is being taken in brutal way outside of the mother's womb. These are medical students. They are actually intern gynecologists, all of them. They come also on a pilgrimage. It's incredible because how much they think to know information that is necessary for them to know in the beginning of their career, before they have actually started to participate in abortion clinics. So I want to show you these Harvard ladies. So this year we have incredible privilege. I have said to you about Dr. Jesus. So about him, I speak a little bit more too further, but this year, this doctor came from Madrid, from Spain, specifically to share with the doctors about bioethics. Who knows bioethics? So doctors do know bioethics, but bioethics is something that when I dive in this year about bioethics, it's actually incredible. It's such a study about human being, actually, body and soul, not only just the body. So this year, Dr. Jesus was able to present to our doctors, gynecology doctors, what really bioethics are. I have to tell you, they were sitting with open mouths of just experiencing what truly their career as a doctor is. So we were having constantly talking, but they had not enough of him. So this is the moment of Holy Mass in that you go with the doctors. So several years ago, I have shared with you, if maybe you remember, so we have done something. I believe it's incredibly important for Ukraine. There's one doctor whose name is Brian Stillwell. He lives here in the United States of America. Doctor who experienced conversion in his life, and he decided, I'm going to make a movie that will be no analogy to. And he made a movie called Endowment for Human Development. You can go online and research it. So basically, it's not 3D picture, not 4D, but it's a real camera, which was used with the technology of NASA, something like this. It was, I don't even know how did he do this. And so the colored camera inside of the moon for 9 months, registering the development of the child second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, okay? And so he put it all into the movie to be presented into all universities, schools, whatever it will be possible. In United States, it's a little bit difficult, but in Ukraine, we were able actually to present this movie to the government of education, to the Ministry of Education, together with my dearest friend, and you remember her probably from past years, Genia Samborska. She's incredible work doing of pro-life missions in Ukraine and all other countries in the world. Kazakhstan, she goes constantly. Tajikistan, all of these parts of the world who nobody even knows that exist. She goes there and help people to understand, like natural family planning, for example. She's teaching about the life, speaking to the students, doctors, government, whoever. So she's a very, very incredible person. So together with her, we were able to reach to the level of Ministry of Education. And imagine, 2 years ago, we received, as Chalice of Mercy organization, we received permission from government, Ministry of Education, to distribute this movie into all universities, all colleges, all schools, anywhere that we think that we could deliver this movie. And I have to tell you now that I just received email also from Kazakhstan and Tajikistan and some other country that they are wanting for Chalice of Mercy to do the same. Imagine. So we're going to continue to go to different countries. And as example, Ukraine will be an example to other countries about this. So we started, I think not example in many other things, but regarding that movie, we are, of course, and other things too. But so, and this person right here, his name is Adrian Bukavinsky. He's very well known in Ukraine. He started the program, family program, and it was the platform of the family. So basically, to help the families to be educated, what does it mean to be a family? And then have to start from school, because how do our children know how to be family? Of course, from example of their parents. But the parents have to also learn how to be parents, right? So, and some things the children don't want to learn from parents. They want their own way, right? So, he started this program and also have included our movie, the Endowment for Human Development, into his program. And actually, I'm so thankful to tell you that because 4 years ago, before Adrian Bukaminsky started his program, Chalice of Mercy, which means all of you have helped to begin for Adrian his printing of the information, books, booklets, and all other things that he's working right now is thankfully to your donation. So I want to thank you for that too. You have helped to start the family education in Ukraine. So that's how much means you being here and me be here tonight. So I want my servers to be here all. Bernadette, can you call all the servers here, please? Yes. Please have them come here as soon as possible. Immediately. Right now. I cannot continue without them because I must share with you something incredible. So, our next mission, which is also medical, it happened to be everything, mostly everything is medical, with Chalice of Mercy. So, Senjiana Beretta Mola, obstetric mission number 1. Okay? Number 1 because we are preparing for number 2, so we can kind of sort of like number them right now. Because thankfully to these amazing people who have to come here. Everybody, let's call them here. Can we applaud? I need you all everybody from the kitchen. Everybody from the kitchen. Yes, please. Organize yourselves right here. Beautiful Ukrainian. Look at them all. Wow, there's so many of them. Every year we have to sew more dresses. Okay, everyone and all of these young people right here and their mothers. So, I want you to see these incredible young people. Some of them are very young. And all of these children have been serving Ukrainian Christmas dinner since they are 5 years old, when we just started. So they were all servers for all of these years, and some of them are graduated already. They now know how to do stuff right at the kitchen. So last year, right after Ukrainian Christmas dinner, they come and they say, "We have something for you!" You know, so excited and just like shaking, holding something behind their backs. Remember this? Yes. And all of a sudden, we decided that for the whole year, we're going to collect all our wages, you know, all of the little dollars that they were able to collect from the whole entire year for your mission. And so, specifically, we said to them, look, it was $2,100 in the envelope. Imagine this. $2,100 for the schools. And I was holding this news from them because I wanted to share with them so much. Imagine what happened. This envelope traveled to Ukraine in my purse. I was guarding it, and I still have that envelope with me in Ukraine. So, we decided that this money are going to go to specifically very important and, let's say, very big and powerful mission. So, half of this donation, which you have given an envelope, went to help women in the war zone. We have sent in one doctor who is a gynecology obstetrician doctor, and imagine this. She was able to help 191 women for half of what was in the envelope. 191 women. Imagine this. who would never be able to afford to go to the doctor. I want you to applaud for this. Another half went to continue with the surgery mission. Imagine this. So another half went to help exactly 11 people to receive a very major surgery, which they were required, otherwise they would not be able to. There's one woman nearly to death, and she didn't even know that. She had a horrible infection going on inside of her. I don't even know the diagnosis. So when Dr. Santi went inside with the laparoscopical things, he said, Valentyna, 2 more days and that woman would die. Did she knew her diagnosis? And we asked her, she said, I didn't realize, I didn't feel anything that was happening inside of me. So imagine this, at least one life for sure have been saved, nearly to die because of your donations. I thank you for this. All of Ukrainian people you have helped, thank you for this, and always thank you for this. Now you can go for your tasks. You will know you later. Fly my birds Okay, so here you will see Dr. Elena. She's a doctor who worked Medjugorje pilgrimage last year, and so because, not actually last year, I'm very sorry, this year in May, and in August she was already in the war zone, participating in a mission. Incredibly brave woman, because every night she could hear the bombing and the terrible sound of the gun shooting and all the things. So she was a very brave woman. Here are some pictures from that mission. So this is how it really looks like in some of the territories. I showed you a lot of pictures from the war zone last year, so just to show it to you the view. And right here I want to also speak to you a few words about this person. His name is Andriy Chmelenko. He is the well-known person in Ukraine everywhere. He participates in every possible mission that exists in Ukraine. He knows everything, he knows everywhere, he knows everyone, I think. And so he has been helping us to recruit the whole mission of getting people from the war zone, bringing them to the hospital, and bringing them back, escorting them back. Incredible person. One day I hope he's going to be here with us. So, remember last year we were collecting donations for minivan? It's on its way. And guess where it's coming? It's coming from Germany. So, Germany, yes, because we were looking for the minivan and we were just not able to afford a new one. Okay? So, but we found the one that is in excellent condition, as you see, and it's coming as a missionary minivan, minibus, a big bird that will drive us everywhere around, which is absolutely necessary now for Santa Maria Goretti House, with all the children we have, plus the missionaries when they come. We need that transportation. So I want to thank you for participating in the donation, and especially our diocese here in La Crosse. They have been so generous to us so many years, and thankful to all of you, we are able to have our silver boat, yes, coming on its way. Okay, now, I'm prepared to show you the video, which is treasures. You will see right now my dear friend and my co-missionary, I would say, Alona Lastachkina, the one who should have been speaking today with us. I ask you to remember her in her prayers, because she's praying so much for us. She would really love to be here, you know, and for her it's a little bit difficult that she's not. So, right now we're going to show you the video. I'm very proud also that her daughter is here, Olga. I don't see my Olga. She's somewhere here. But her husband is right. He's standing right now. So Ben Paulson is husband of Olga. So Enjoy the video.
And today I represent House of St. Mary of Lilydale. I would like to say a few words about our daycare and also about myself. I am a parishioner of Shrine of Merciful God the Father, and I have heard so many things about Chalice of Mercy. And I also have heard that Chalice of Mercy is going to be establishing a house for its mission, and especially for the single mothers, to help them in difficult situations. Very much wanted to work there. I didn't know who I'm going to be there, but at least washing the floors. But it's just wanted to help the people who don't know what to do in their lives. But God has changed everything, and He has such a sense of humor to all the things that we do. And this house was decided to be a daycare. And God had decided to invite here small children that through their hearts and through their faith to bring also their parents here, which unfortunately are non-believers. And it is the situation of our Ukraine where so much have been destroyed of faith, and that grandparents or parents do not know how to give the life of faith to the children. They just don't know how to do this, but children are so much in need of that. I'm so thankful to Chalice of Mercy and to all people who participate in this mission, who give their souls, their hearts, who donate financially. And you cannot even imagine what you have done to help to open this house, because unexpectedly there was a children came who truly had not known any prayer whatsoever. And now that I understand that this year we have lived in this daycare, we were walking, it seems like, to Bethlehem. We were seeing these donkeys which were carried on top of ourselves. Our Lady, when she was pregnant, she was expecting, and the Lord knew where they were going. But we were seeing like this donkey that knew where to go, and did not know where to go, and we had no idea what to do with the children in the beginning. But in this daycare, St. Mary of Lilydale, God is doing marvelous things, and Holy Spirit is so active that seems we were closing our eyes and walking to Bethlehem. Children were different and difficult. The first child was a child with Down syndrome, and we were completely lost. We had no idea how to work with such a child. But God had done everything. The boy is completely amazing. We love him with all of our hearts. He doesn't speak, but we know what he wants to say. And for example, he doesn't speak, but he makes intonation. For example, the prayer he does with intonation of the voice. We have been able to bring our children to Bethlehem this year. And this Christmas, which have happened here with this theater, with with a dinner, with a vigil. We have seen how the hearts of the parents begin to open. They had no idea what we were doing this year with the children when they come home, and they had some task to learn the prayer, for example, and children were teaching their parents also to pray. And when the children have brought their parents here on this vigil of Christmas, we are continuing to walk, of course, this difficult road, and probably our Lord is leading us to Easter. This road is going to be difficult, much more difficult than the birth of our Lord in our hearts, but we are going to continue to walk, and His love is going to warm us, and His mercy is going to walk with us in our road. I am very thankful to Chalice of Mercy and all the people who care for us. Without you, truly, nothing would be possible here. We have beautiful house, we have beautiful furniture. We do not have the need in material things. We feel that our hearts are beating in the rhythm of yours. And in this rhythm, we hear hope and love. I want to also send a very big hello to one of our first missionary who was not afraid to go over the season, 17 years old. This is our beautiful, wonderful, amazing Annika, who's come to be with us here and brought love and faith and optimism that our children continue to repeat the exercises that Annika taught them. They pray for her also every day, and every day we thank our sponsors, our missionaries who are from far away in America, and we understand that from faith and love, distance have no absolute power. We are continuing to walk together with them. Unfortunately, this year, such a situation that I will not be able to come and to meet all of you. I am very frustrated about this, but God probably has a different plan for me during this time. This is why I send you all a very big hello, and I do hope that our meeting will happen one day, and all of us who work here at St. Maria Goretti, we will sing with you together carols. We are wishing you beautifully spend this time of the dinner.
Yahuwah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas! We love you!
Okay.
I know probably many of you remember this incredible couple, the Amish couple, Vicky and Jerry, from last year being here with us. Well, imagine this, Vicky and Jerry have actually also decided decided to come to Ukraine. And they spent with us 1 month in Santa Maria Goretti house, helping with all the kind of woodwork that is possibly needed to be done. Imagine what quality it was. So did you see the sandbox? It was built by Jerry and Vicky. Imagine this. And you know where they are right now? After experiencing Ukraine, they are right now in Africa. They have traveled in Africa. They are continuing to discerning their way where God is calling them to the mission. So I don't know, maybe they're going to end up to be back to Ukraine one day. So we will continue to pray for them. It was wonderful to have them with us, because children love them just like their grandparents, you know. They couldn't believe how long the beard of Jerry was. And why are they wearing such an interesting clothing? So, what do you think about the video? And right now, I would like to invite our dearest Annika to share her testimony with us of her experience of being at Santa Maria Goretti in Ukraine. So, applaud for her.
Today. So this has been an amazing journey over this past year. I came to the Ukrainian dinner for, right here? Is that better? Yes. Okay. I came to the Ukrainian dinner for the first time last year, and I did not realize that it was to support Chalice of Mercy. I actually had I thought I was just going to come eat some awesome Ukrainian food, and then I'd go home and, great meal, that would be it. And that is absolutely not what happened. I heard this similar presentation last year. I had never heard God speaking to my heart in that way before. And it was the first time that I knew what I was called to do. And in that moment, it was the call for me to go to Ukraine and to actually meet these children. I learned Russian while I was in high school, and it was obvious to me then that that is what I had learned it for. I always thought it was because I was going to use it in a future career, but God put that in my life so that I could come serve there. So after only a couple months of planning, and we were planning right up until the last moments. I think it was like 3 days before I actually, came down to Santa Maria Goretti house. We were still trying to figure out who was going to pick me up. So it was a crazy experience, and through all of that, I knew that God was going to provide. I didn't have to worry when I got on that train about who was going to pick me up, because I knew that this is what God had intended, and I was just so amazingly blessed and thankful that I knew that everything was going to be fine, no matter what, while I was there, because that was what He booked. So, okay, so now we're in Zaporozhye. And I stayed there for a month. Mostly, I worked with the kids on some basic English vocabulary, but way more than that, they improved my Russian vocabulary, so I think I got the better end of the deal. But it was more than anything, more than seeing their English grow, more than seeing anything else, really the faith-based atmosphere at Santa Maria Goretti was what stood out so much to me. These kids don't have that atmosphere anywhere else, for the most part. But they embraced it so much. It is such a part of their life, and it is such, they want to spread that joy to others. They're so, so joyful. And they definitely spread that joy to me for the entire time that I was there. I know Valentyna said at the beginning, talking about a big love and about it uniting us all. And for me, that was entirely what this experience was about. When I got there, regardless of cultural barriers, language barriers, even religious barriers. I'm not Catholic. Across all of those barriers, we were united in God's love. And that was what I felt the entire time. I felt a community and a family, even though we are all so different. And I want to thank Valentyna for allowing me to come to Ukraine and to see that, and really to open my heart to follow the path that God has for me. So, thank you, Valentyna.
Imagine this, we found out that Annika is 17-year-old in Ukraine. So when Alona called me, and she said, Valentyna, do you know that Annika is actually 17-year-old? And I said, no, because she's so mature and I have never seen her passport. And she said, what should I do? Should I chaperone her? I said, no, she came here with her father. I think her parents knew what they were doing. So we thank Annika and we're waiting for you always. Ukraine is your home. Okay, come on. So, this is brave to go somewhere like Ukraine, especially to the part where it's so much dangerous. The war is very near. And she was so brave to travel, and I want to thank her parents for allowing her, because Annika for us was truly a joy. I was not for the most part in Ukraine, but when she was there, I only saw her last 4 days probably, right? But whatever I was hearing, how much it was all engaged together with Bishop Jan, with all our priests, with all the sister Ivona, they all love you, and they said a very big hello, and thanks even to your parents for allowing me to come. No. So we're very proud of you. Thank you. I know you're probably getting tired, and we're coming to the conclusion, I promise to you, because please understand that Chalice of Mercy life year is extremely full, and it's absolutely unexhaustible, let us say, no? But we are preparing for Missions 2020. And we are moving even more forward, and something I want to share with you. So look at this. You have heard about this before. That's not something new. Santa Maria Goretti house this year is going to be turning into also a school. So first we wanted to build school. Then we were unable to do this because government was not allowing us to do this. Though the law permits for any organizations to establish schools which are private schools. In the western part of Ukraine is different. In the east part of Ukraine, everything is very difficult. So we weren't able to do this. But this year, a good news came in, and we were just waiting for that. Something that is very familiar here in Wisconsin especially, that now we have the law permitting children to be educated at home, called a homeschool. So now Santa Maria Goretti is going to turn it into the homeschool. So it was at home, and it's going to be a homeschool. So we're going to be trying this. So also, for many years, we have been basically preparing ourselves to start a therapy center for children with special needs in Ukraine, especially in Zaporozhye. Thankfully to my dear friend and also a member of Chalice of Mercy, Gretchen Thibault. Please my Gretchen Thibault. She's a missionary together with Valentyna. So this amazing family have adopted 4 children. 1 child is from Guatemala, 1 child with the Down syndrome, Ricky, is from America, and 2 kids, Stas and Ksusha, were adopted from Ukraine, Zaporozhye. So, thankfully to them, this whole idea of therapy center came in, because it's not only therapy center, but also it is educational center for the other therapists who will be able to learn from American therapists or Spanish therapists or therapists from all over the world who know how to work with children who are in need, someone to know how to work with them, okay? Someone to cooperate with them, somebody to help them to learn very, very simple things, which Ksusha and Ricky, for example, learned in 6 months. When Gretchen adopted her children, Stas did not even know how to eat. And 6 months he was eating, running, doing all the things that kids do at 4-year-old. So, it's incredible. So, then after so many decisions, praying and deciding, trying to decide, we decided actually to accommodate everything at Santa Maria Goretti house. So it's actually turned out into daycare, homeschool, and therapy center already, before we knew it. So God had a different plan. Instead of us doing it several places, it's going to be all in one beautiful place, of which you have witness to see right now. Do you think it's sufficient enough? Yes. So we are preparing for surgery mission number 4. That's going to be September, October. And something incredible I want to share with you. Okay, so you see this beautiful heart. In fact, all of the things that you see on the tables, I beg you, I ask you kindly, with all my heart, take them home with you. I know they're a little bit maybe more than you would usually buy at the store, but they all came in a suitcase with me from Ukraine. I don't want to bring them back, okay? And especially, I don't want to bring back with me this heart. I want to show you this heart because it's a very special one. This is Ukrainian heart, right here, which been done by children in Santa Maria Goretti, taking example from these beautiful kids that you have seen tonight serving. So we will share with them about how children here from Wisconsin participated in the medical mission. They said to us, we also want to participate in the medical mission. So how did we do this? We decided to make a heart. So this heart represents Ukrainian heart, which means that by taking today one heart home with you, you're going to provide one surgery for one person. This heart is not cheap, okay? This heart is very expensive because it costs the life of one person. Think about this. The life of one person could be just helped by your donation. So you can purchase these hearts tonight and take them home. They are $100. This is exactly amount what we pay for the surgery that needs to be done in Ukraine. In fact, surgeries we do for free, but we need to pay for the hospital expenses. And without this, we are just unable to continue. So I brought with me 25 hearts, which is going to provide for 25 people. Imagine, we have more than 300 people on the waiting list. So I invite you to continue participate in this mission. Please, take this heart home with you tonight, okay? Maybe even many hearts if you want to. They will be yours. And I want to say that children in Santa Maria Goretti, they were praying while doing these hearts. And the same hearts are actually in Spain with the Spanish doctors too. So we will continue to spread these hearts everywhere in the United States, in Spain. So please take one home with you, okay? So also in this medical mission will include St. Gianna Beretta Mola obstetric mission number 2. So we will continue to help women with the gynecology necessities, which is tremendous in, especially in these 26 villages we work in the war zone. Normally, medical mission costs us $10,000. $10,000 altogether by the time we're all done and we're able to just to say we're finished with the mission. This is how much is the cost. So we invited you to participate in this and help you basically to prolong the beating of the heart of another person who you probably will never know in Ukraine. But in heaven, you will see that beautiful smile telling you thank you so much for helping me. So, Now, this is going further into education. Remember this Dr. Jesus I have spoken to you about. He is teacher at the Royal Clinic of Bioethic University in Madrid, Spain. So he is right now coming up with a program which we're going to present at every medical university in Ukraine. In fact, we have 2 medical universities that are requiring right now this program of true bioethical studies in medical university, college, or even the school. So he's preparing the platform where actually students will be learning this program online and will receive European accreditation. You know what that means? That means that many Ukrainian young people, or not young people, will be able to continue their education if they want to further in Europe. It will give them open window of learning the best ways of medicine that they could learn it in Ukraine. So that is going to be completely taken over by Spanish friends who are helping us sponsoring this program. Imagine this. So this year we're starting to go from university to university, making the presentation of this program. So please pray for this, because that will change a lot in the educational system. So this is Dr. Monica Lopez Barajona. Okay, very difficult last names. She's also General Academic Director, Biosanitary Studies Center Madrid. It's something very big. I cannot understand fully of her job, but she's Director of Bioethics also in Jerome Lejeune Foundation that have been found especially for children with Down syndrome. He is the founder, right, of the chromosome of Down syndrome. So she's also participating in this and have been with us already on one mission which we provided for doctors in Medjugorje. So here's Dr. Jesus. He's a specialist also in internal medicine, associate professor, medical and surgery department. That's why he enjoys so much of being in action of the surgery mission. I think you will see him very soon, possibly next year. So here we are with the Ukrainian flag. And also, last thing I want to share with you that might be something very, very unusual to hear while we're doing fundraiser tonight. That actually we are going to be participating and donating to someone this year. There's an incredible project we have become to know, which calls St. Martin Farm Project, which we really want to establish actually near Santa Maria Goretti House. There's a Dominican priest who organized in Pasto a beautiful center, something that what we would like to have at Santa Maria Goretti eventually. And right now he's starting the project of the farm. And the reason why we want to help him specifically start this farm, because it's a beautiful, picturesque area of lots of land with already existing buildings. And what these priests do, especially Father Mikhail and other priests who are working with him, they're helping children who come from the war zone to organizing summer camps for them. So we want to participate also helping children who live in the war zone. And that's going to be our extended project, while we're actually going to learn with them how to establish the farm. So Chalice of Mercy is going to be actually finally a sponsor of something too, so which is very big. And for this we have funds assigned specifically. So this is restrictable funds which we cannot spend for anything else whatsoever. They can be only spent on that particular project of Santa Maria Goretti School Daycare Therapy Center, or this project like this, because it fit into this fund. So this is something apart from what we're trying to fundraise. We're actually going to participate in something that is going to be beautiful. In fact, this farm is going to give job for many young people, especially who have difficulty to find a job, having a special need. And many children, many young people who have, for example, palsy or Down syndrome will be working there at this farm. And we have this incredible already knowledge, right, of having the farm in Minnesota, helped by Gretchen and her husband Daniel to be established, her family basically. So we're learning it together, America and Ukraine. And finally, I want to invite you to visit our website, which is not finished fully yet every year. But you will find a lot of information on our website. And when you will receive a thank you card for participating at this dinner, you also will receive a beautiful brochure which will explain deeper about our mission. Okay? I want to tremendously thank you for your patience because the evening was long, but you are incredible and generous of your time. And I really thank you for this, for coming. Those who are new, many people are new, and many of you have been for 13 years from the beginning with us, and we love you, we appreciate you, and we wait for you next year. Thank you very much for being with us. God bless you.
Let us close with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Today we celebrate the baptism of Jesus, and we hear the words from the Father, "Behold, this is my beloved Son," and the descent of the Holy Spirit softly upon him. We are beloved by God, and we in Chalice of Mercy join being lifted up to the Father, desire to be united with him, his love. Unite all those suffering in Ukraine, all of us here who extend our hearts of love and gratitude so that we can be in that eternal love with the Father. Let us conclude this beautiful celebration and fellowship and dinner and testimony with that most greatest of prayers. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
Now, Almighty God bless you, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Go in peace.
Thanks be to God.
Thank you, each one of you, and we are waiting for you next year. Are you coming next year?